Live from the PCTV studios, the Monday Morning Quarterback. Your host, Dave Ridenour.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. I'm Dave Ridenour, the Monday Morning Quarterback, and tonight we have a special show for you planned. It is our annual award show, so we should have some fun times tonight, get to see some people up close and in personal, and of course we have a couple awards to give out to the local high school kids, so it should be a lot of fun. Sit back and relax and enjoy the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after we pay some bills right after this.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
Yeah!
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Welcome back here on set here at the PCTV Network studios here in Pottstown High School. Again, I'm Dave Ridenour, the Monday Morning Quarterback, and special show for tonight is our awards at the end of the year. We like to recognize some of the special players and coaches in our area who have really gone above and beyond, and we have a couple of people tonight that's going to receive some awards, so it should be a lot of fun. Before we get to that, though, we do have some business to attend to. Each week we do have our top five, and tonight is our final top five of the 2017 season. Again, want to thank Ronnie and Keith Reinhardt for all their support over the years, and again, this year as they sponsor our top five. That was established by Claude A. Reinhardt, Deacon Reinhardt, way back in 1946. And our final top five of the season reads like this. We have Perk Valley at the top. They had another great year. Rob Heist, second year, another successful season there. Potts Grove, who was still going strong, finishes in that 2 slot. Owen J. Roberts with their most successful season in years under Rich Kolka in his 3rd season, has the Wildcat program on the upswing. Upper Perk, Tom Hans had a good year over there in Pennsburg. He had those kids ever since they were 8th, 9th graders, and they all performed for him this year. And Springford, Chad Brubaker, who would like to have seen his squad do a little bit better. He is a taskmaster. He likes to finish high. They had a little up and down season down at Royersford, but I'm sure Chad and his gang will have them back on the books in 2018. But that is our final top 5 of the season. Again, brought to you by the Reinhardt brothers, the Reinhardt painters. Give them a call for all your inside or outside painting needs. Well, we only had 2 games last week, And I want to thank Paul Bauer, who sponsored our scoreboard. We only have two games that we can pop up there on our scoreboard for the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Penn Ridge and Perk Valley, and Pottsgrove and Upper Perk, which are district playoff games. Again, I want to thank Paul Bauer. Give him a call at 610-624-6800 for all your law needs. He is an attorney that you can count on. In the 4A, we had Pottsgrove, which are the district champions. Second year in a row, they knocked off Upper Perk 38-14 in that ball game at Pennypacker Field, which was the last game for Coach Pennypacker on his home field. And unfortunately, Perk Valley season come to an end as they lost to Penn Ridge in the second round of the 6A playoffs, 25-0, in a game that Penn Ridge really showed how strong they were defensively against the Vikings. So that is our scoreboard again, brought to you by Paul Bauer, an attorney that you can count on. You know, Pottsgrove did a nice job playing Upper Perk again. They had handled them in the regular season. They scored 55 points against the Indians way back in the middle of the season. But this time they had their work cut out for them a little bit. Tom Hans had his gang all ready to rock and roll. It was a tougher game for them. Upper Perk actually drew first blood. They were up 6-0. But Pottsgrove came back to take a 22-6 lead at halftime and then won the game from there. But it was a big game for the Grove. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But a big win for Pottsgrove. They are the 4A District 1 champions again. Now, this will be the second year in a row, so congratulations to Pottsgrove. They will advance into state playoff action. And then the other game was the 25-0 Penn Ridge victory over Perk Valley. It was the second time that they had knocked off the Vikings this year, and led by their Penn State recruit, Nick Tarburton, who was all over the place defensively. They just couldn't get anything going and couldn't get in the end zone. They were in the red zone a few times, just could not get it in there for a score. But it was a heck of a year for Rob Heist and his gang as they finished the season at 10-2. You know, when we do have our award show, we want to recognize some of the people that were in the area, and we also want to look at some of the leaders as we look at our Monday Morning Quarterback leaderboard, if we will. And we'll start off with the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks had good years this year, led by T.J. Pergine. You can see his statistics there. He threw for over 2,000 yards, and the really impressive part there about T.J. was his touchdown to interception ratio at 20 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. He did complete 54% of his passes. Matt DeLaurentis, who really did a great job of carrying Pope John Paul, he threw for over 2,000 yards as well. They did a heck of a job. They made it to the playoffs this year. And how about junior Cole Piddleton, who had probably the most eyes on him, trying to follow Steven Sturm. He certainly was under the gun, but boy, did he get better as the season went on. Finished with over 1,700 passing yards, 60%, which is a number that all the coaches like to see. And there's his touchdown and interception rate as well. So there are some of the guys who had great years throwing the football. Peterton also was a heck of a runner as he gained a lot of yards, particularly in the second half of the season. He certainly will be one of the kingpins for Rob Heist's gang next year. All right, let's look at the running backs. The running backs, of course, were led by the guy that everybody's talking about, who actually moved up into 15th place in all-time state of Pennsylvania yardage with 2,832 yards, and he's not done yet. Rasul Faison certainly had a heck of a year, and a guy with a target on him really stepped up, averaging 9.1 yards per carry, 41 touchdowns. Mr. Faison certainly did what he needed to do, and he's still going as they get into their state playoffs this week against Bethlehem Catholic. Justin DeFrancisco, a guy that Coach Mick really liked, is a two-way player. He gained over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns in a good season for Coach Brubaker down at Springford. And Tyler Wary, second year in a row, gained over 1,000 yards. He's more of a fullback type, but he also runs from that tailback position. He scored 14 touchdowns, averaged nearly 8 yards per carry, in a heck of the season for Tyler Wary as well. So you can see there was only 3 guys who rushed for over 1,000 yards in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. It has become a conference which throws the ball quite a bit, except for the Pottsgroves of the world, of course, when they have the talented running backs like Rashul Faison. And then finally, we have the receivers, who did a heck of a job. Dante Benami, who is an underclassman down at Springford, led the area in receptions. He was on the end of T.J. Pergine's passes a lot of times. He had 41 of them, scored 4 times, and averaged almost 16 yards every time he caught the ball. C.J. McCafferty at Pope John Paul had 39 right behind him. And Jake Bilstein, one of those good all-around high school football players, right there at 38 catches and 4 touchdowns for the Golden Panthers down at Pope John Paul. So there you can see some of the area leaders, particularly in the Pioneer Athletic Conference, guys that we are choosing from when we give our awards out here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. We come back. I got a couple of things we're going to talk about, and then we're going to meet our Players of the Year right here on studio. Stay tuned for more right here from the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Doc Watson's is one of the hottest new sports bars around. Located next to Zern's Market in Boyertown, Doc's offers something for everyone. From live entertainment to countless draft beers, from great burgers to the new outside patio, from the numerous TVs to the friendly Doc service. Doc Watson's is the place to be. So stop by Doc's today for a leisurely lunch, a quick cold beer, or a great bite to eat on a nice fall night. Doc Watson's.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
On set at the Pottstown High Studios. Dave Reiner, the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback, and we're moments away from meeting our Players of the Year, the Coach of the Year, and all the good things we have in store for you tonight. But before we get to that, I just want to say a couple of things. We have the final standings that I wanted to show you from the league, where you see where everybody finished up. Again, Amy did a heck of a job putting our graphics together for me. I want to thank Amy for all her hard work. There are the scoreboards, and you can see that the final standings, we have the Frontier Division on the left side and the Liberty Division on the right side. Again, Pottsgrove still going, though. They were 5-0 in league play, 11-1 overall. Upper Perk had a good year, 4-1 in the league. Pope John Paul started off, they won 7 straight games in the beginning of the season. Unfortunately, they ended with 4 straight losses on the other end of that. Phoenixville at 2-3 and 2-8. Upper Marion, you see that. And then, of course, Pottstown down on the bottom. On the other side, PV did a heck of a job. As we mentioned, they lost in the second round of the district playoffs. They ended up 10-2 overall. Rich Kolka did a heck of a job at O&J, 8-3, the best year the Cats have had for quite a few years. Chad Brubaker, again, 6-5. I'm sure he's not happy about that. He'll have the Rams roaring next year again. Boyertown, T.J. Miller, congratulations on a great year. Finished 3-2 in the league and 5-6 I think they started the year off 0-3 or 0-4. So a great second half of the season for Boyertown. Norristown, and of course Methacton struggled this year, and with Paul Dupree and his gang down there on the bottom. But again, there's the final standings with one game yet, at least one more game yet with Pottsgrove. So they're 11-1. They'll be at least 12-1 or 11-2, whatever happens on Friday night. And again, I want to tell everybody that the PCTV network will be down at Springford. Pottsgrove doesn't have a long bus ride because they're the higher seed. They will take on a Bethlehem Catholic team who is 10-2. They played each other last year in the state playoffs, so Pottsgrove knows a little bit about them. That should be a good one. That's at Springford on Friday night, 7 o'clock. Get down there and root on the locals. The winner of that game will play the winner of Bellefonte and Selinsgrove as they get into state play. Pennsbury and Coatesville play in the 6A, and Penn Ridge and Garnet Valley. So they are down to 4 in the District 1 6A as well. And a little bit about Bethlehem Catholic before we go. Again, they will take on the 11-1 Pottsgrove Falcons. Quite a history over there at Bethlehem Catholic. Coach Joe Henrik has done a heck of a job. They are 10-2. I looked up. They were district champions last year and this year as well. So they are the same as Pottsgrove in that area. They beat Salkin Valley 42-7 to win the district championship, but they were state champs twice back in 88 and 90. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 district championships for Bethlehem Catholic as well. So they will certainly be a formidable foe for the Falcons on Friday night. But get down there and support your guys, as it should be a good one. All right, we're going to take another time out real quick here. When we come back, we're going to have our Players of the Year right here on set on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, We understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
Hey, we're back here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Again, I'm Dave Ridenour. This is always a fun time of year where we get a chance to give some awards out to some of the locals who really have done well this year in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. And I have two guys who really have stood up and stood out, if you will, and did a heck of a job helping their teams in their prospective seasons. And I'd like to take a second to introduce those guys to you. We have Brendan Schimpf from Perkiomen Valley, the overall league champs. They won the Liberty Division and also won the championship game. And Rasul Faison from Pottsgrove, who, of course, we talk about every week, the guy with the major target on his back as he has continued to do his thing from that running back position. Guys, first of all, congratulations on great seasons, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We'll start with you, Rasul. You were here last year at this time, and we had some fun, and you were the MVP of the Frontier Division, and certainly had a heck of a year, and we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot about you. That was your first year really playing in the in the Pioneer Athletic Conference and playing for Pottsgrove. What have you learned from last year to this year? Have you learned anything new about the area or the league or whatever?
It's definitely different from the league I played in my freshman and sophomore year, the Philly Catholic League. I would say it's a really competitive league, competing for the championship at the end of the year. So, I mean, I like the league a lot, I would say.
Well, last year you had a heck of a season. You were the district champions. You knocked off Interborough, which is, again, a team that you guys have sort of become rivals with. And then you have the all-season, and you know you have a bunch of seniors coming back this year. What was your all-season like, and how did you guys prepare for the 2017 season?
We worked really hard all season because we knew this could be a big year for us because we had a lot of players returning. So we had a lot of high expectations for each other, and we did pretty well this season.
Absolutely, you certainly did. And you know, much has been made about now that your coach Rick Pennypacker is retiring at the end of your season. Did you guys know about that at all coming into the year and the all season? Was there any rumors flying around, or is this sort of something new that you just learned about?
Yeah, we had a clue about it because he'd been talking about how like he was done and tired of it, and so we had like kind of a clue, so we knew we wanted to make the season special for him.
Yeah, and again, you know, coaches talk like that once in a while, so you never know if they really mean it or not, but certainly was a heck of a season, and so you had a good off season there to get yourself ready for it. Brendan, you certainly were in the same boat as Rasul. You know, you guys had a heck of a season, 12-1 last year. You know, Steven, Sturm, Jaworski, Williams, Jimenez, Owens, McCourt. I mean, all those guys now that are leaving, you got to get yourself ready and your gang ready as a senior coming in. Tell us a little bit about how your off season was and how did you get ready for the 2017 season?
Yeah, our off season was similar to theirs. We had to get in, work hard in the weight room. Work hard in the weight room. We had like high expectations for this season, but like I think from the outside you didn't really see that because we lost Sturm, we lost Jaworski, Jimenez, big Division I players. So it was tough. So we just wanted to prove everyone wrong. Yeah,
well, I would think so. You guys came in a little bit differently than Pottsgrove. Certainly Pottsgrove knew Rick Pennypacker in his 29th year. You built a heck of a tradition over there. And again, guys like Faison and Desmond Olsen, all those guys coming back up. All your linemen coming back, so you certainly had some targets on your back. You knew that people would be gunning for you.
Yeah, we definitely knew a lot of teams would be gunning for us because we was definitely the team to beat, I would say, with a lot of players returning like that.
Yeah, and you know, it's something for you too, Brendan, because you did come in a little bit under the radar, if you will, because a lot of people thought, well, you know, Springford has some people coming back. Owen Jay, Boyertown could be better, but you guys certainly did a heck of a job. And you know, what kind of things did you find yourself doing as a senior leader here to get the season rolling and get your guys playing so well?
Yeah, our big thing was just like play as a team, play as a unit. we didn't have any like real standout Division I players, so we knew we just needed to work together and trust each other whenever we played.
Well, you know, it's awesome, and again, it's always great talking to you and guys, and you know your perspective on things. And like I said, Rasul, we were talking last year, Brendan. We had you on a little bit earlier in the season to see how you guys have grown and really matured into a team. And now, do you enjoy having that target on your back a little bit, Rasul? Not only as an individual, but as a team, and say, okay, we're going to give you our best effort every week.
Yeah, we know every team's going to definitely give us their best game, so we know every game we got to come out and play hard. Every game we can't take no games off, because last year we did that versus Pope John Paul, and you say that what happened.
Came back
so
and
we
stung
knew,
you a little bit.
yeah, so we knew this season we couldn't do that.
You could not do that again with all the seniors that you guys had back from last year also. But, you know, it's a little different for you, Brendan, and again, you play a tough non-league schedule. I talked to your coach, Rob Heister, earlier about all that, and those big games and those bigger schools to which you play in the 6A division help you in your league play and, of course, in the district. So you guys were ready to rock and roll this year.
Yeah, it was, for us, our out-of-league schedule is pretty tough. It's not like we're getting 4 easy wins. We're pushing ourselves. We're just getting better every week.
You know, you had a guy now, Cole Peterson, who probably had more, you know, eyes on him than anybody else in the league, following Steven Sturm, a guy threw for 3,500 yards and 40-some touchdowns and all the things that he did. You know, he certainly was under the gun, and he certainly did answer the bell, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. He had a lot of pressure on him, like obviously filling Sturm's shoes, so as seniors, captains, we just had to make sure he was comfortable, confident, help him out the best we could.
Now, did you know he was going to win the job coming in, or did he win it in summer camp, or how did he get that quarterback position?
Yeah, it was more of a summer thing. We didn't know necessarily who was going to step into the quarterback role. We kind of had Moshe, our one running back. He was kind of in there. We had another senior, Ben Smith, who was in there. Unfortunately, he had some ACL problems, but yeah, he earned the job, and then as soon as he was in the spot, we just backed him fully.
Yeah, you certainly did. You helped him out again. Potchgrove was in sort of a similar situation. Last year you had Finn back here as the quarterback. He was sort of the leader of your squad. Now you have Jay Cisco comes in, and he's sort of an unknown guy. Did you know he was going to be your quarterback early on?
Yeah, we knew he was going to be our quarterback.
Okay,
yeah.
and you guys got behind him and rallied behind him. And he certainly is another guy who really got better as the season went on as well.
Yeah, he definitely got better as the season went on. He got more confident. With our seniors, we picked him up, and he just did what we had to do.
Yeah, and he's another guy like Cole. I mean, they're both pretty good runners too. I mean, you know, you don't look at them as being guys and they get out there in the spread formation or any option. Both those two guys had good years running the football. Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about you guys a little bit now. You know, you guys are the ones here that really stepped up and had some pretty big things. And I tried to find some highlights from the season, and maybe you could even enlighten me and tell me a couple more. But, Brendan, I guess you guys started out with that tough non-league game, and I know your coach was really happy. You beat Interboro, a common opponent with Potchgrove, on the road down there. You didn't play your best game. It was sort of a tough physical game that they like to drag you into. But you won that game on the road. Tell us a little bit about what you remember from that game.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough-fought game. They definitely came out and gave us their best punch. I remember going into the locker room at halftime. We're like, all right, we knew they gave us all they had, so we just got to come out and make it happen.
And you did that in the second half and got a good win for you on the road against them. And then a game that we saw right here on the PCTV network, I happened to call the game O&J, which was on a pretty good roll, come down to your place, and you really shut them out and played very, very well in that one. Tell me a little bit about that O&J game.
Yeah, they were a good team. We knew they were going to be very confident coming in undefeated. And we knew we just had to play our best game because we're going to get their best punch. You know, one of the things that really got me fired up that day also was your crowd. Your crowd was really into it. You had a good student body support there. You had a bunch of parents. The band was all cranked up. You had the Little League football guys. The student body has really got behind you guys this year. Oh, yeah, for sure. Our student section is awesome. They always come out in big numbers, always there to support. The parents also, the band. Everyone just comes out. It's very rare to find a game the stands aren't filled.
And one more, let me ask you about Springford. Obviously, there's a circle the date game for you guys, your backyard rival, and a game that you always get fired up for. And again, I didn't realize that, as I said on the show, that until my sons went to Springford and I got involved in that game, and I didn't realize how much of a rivalry that is. But you talk about a big crowd started that one off too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both schools come in with their whole student sections. They have all their parents. Everyone from both communities always likes to see that game because it's always such a great game, always such good competition. So that game for sure, you always need to bring your best shot.
And a 28-7 victory for you guys was pretty good, and also a pick 6 for you during that game. So that's certainly something you'll remember.
Yeah.
How about you there, Mr. Faison? You beat Upper Perk, a team who was supposed to give you some trouble in the Frontier Division. Handled them pretty easy the first time you played them, 55-24, and you had a big game, 350 yards and 6 touchdowns. What do you remember about that one?
It was definitely a good game, a physical game. Coach Pennypacker was on us all week. We practiced really hard that week because we knew they were having a good season and they had a good defense and they had a lot of players returning. So we knew it was going to be a good game, and we just went out there and executed really well.
Yes, you certainly did. And again, 352 yards, that's the most you've had in a game, I believe, isn't it?
Last year, I actually had 360 versus Upper Perk, too.
Okay.
District, yeah.
So you actually get a little excited for Upper Perk. So that's a lot of yards there. That's over 700 yards in 2 games against Upper Perk. I'm sure Tommy Hodson, his guys, has nightmares about number 2 when he comes rolling in there. And, of course, you talked about that revenge game with Pope John Paul. I know there was a little bit of talking back and forth, and they were excited. And I guess it's a compliment to you that when somebody beats you, they get all excited because it does mean something to them. And they beat you last year, but you came back and handled them 63-27 this year.
Yeah, we knew that they definitely thought that they could beat us, and because of what happened last year. And it was a big game because we were playing for the Pac-10 championship, so if we was to lose that game, we would have never made it to PV. And so we just knew we had to come out there. It was our senior night. Our fans were fired up. It was just a good atmosphere.
Yeah, that's always fun over there when you have the kids behind you, senior night, and they get a chance to celebrate and things. And during that game, you broke the single-season touchdown record, which had been held by Mr. Brumfeld over at O&J Roberts, who had a heck of a career. He had 30 touchdowns. You got 40-something already, buddy. That's pretty good. You realize that? That's pretty good?
Yeah.
That is pretty good. I played with a lot of good running backs at Pottstown in my days. You're right there, brother. You really are. You've done a heck of a job. Now, let's talk a little bit about a game, obviously, that both you guys were in that, one's happy and one's sad. It was the crossover game. So we have the undefeated Pottsgrove Falcons going up against the undefeated Perkiomen Valley Vikings. A big game, sort of a rematch of last year's championship game. We'll start with you, Brendan. You came out on top. Tell us a little bit about the preparation that week as you got ready for the Falcons.
Yeah, the preparation that week, we had to be laser focused. Our coaches were on us that we needed to be focused all week. No distractions. We had to get in the film, watch film, prepare mentally and both physically. Yeah,
and again, I know it was hard for you to run a scout team and have somebody wear a number 2 on there and sort of emulate what he does, but you guys made the best of that, huh?
Yeah, we just tried to find our fastest guys, our quickest guys. We just tried to find anyone who could come somewhat close to what Rasul does.
But again, it was sort of a weird game with all the things that happened there. There's another pick 6 for you, and long touchdowns, opening kickoffs. I mean, it was sort of crazy. Almost anything that could happen happened, and fortunately for you guys, it went in your favor.
Yeah, fortunately for us, we got a couple bounces our way. Our defensive line got good pressure on both fumble recovery for a touchdown and both the pick for a touchdown. So kudos to those guys. They did a great job.
Now, of course, Rasul, you were on the other end of that. Yeah. They really sort of corralled you. You made some yards, but you took a bunch of carries to get there. I mean, obviously, you had a major target on you. Tell us a little bit about that ball game.
We practiced really hard that week. Coach Pennypacker was on us. I knew Perk Valley's defense was really well. I always had trouble when I played them, and they filled the box and they did what they had to do, and they came and played lights out. So.
Well, it's funny. They're not the biggest guys, but they get to the football, and they get a lot of guys there. Those little bees will sting you, and led by number 24 there, who really had a heck of a season there, and it's a heck of a job there. Now, again, let's talk a little bit about your rival with Interboro. The game got a little nasty, got a little tough, and games like that happen, I guess, and got a little testy back and forth, and I never saw you that fired up and emotional. You're a pretty laid-back guy, and you let all your things do your talking for you, but you had some things you set scores to settle there, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a crazy game. They're a real physical team. They were all after me. They did a good job, I would say, but Yeah, it just got
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
but when I saw you lower your shoulder a couple times into the secondary guys, I knew it was for real then. Huh?
Yeah.
That was great. And again, you answered the bell, and you know, in those kind of games where you have to keep your cool, you know, you don't want to get thrown out of the game, you don't want to get a 15-yard penalty and hurt your team. Not only do you get thrown out of this game, but then you have to sit out the next game and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that you sat out some of the fourth quarter when the game was already in hand, and I thought that was a pretty good move by Coach, and you were okay with that too.
Yeah.
Save you for the next game there as well. Now, you know, the thing about you, Brendan, is, you know, every time I watch you play, you're always in the middle of things. You know, whatever's going on, you're in the middle of them offensively and defensively, and certainly one of the better two-way players, if not the best two-way player in the league. And how does that happen? I mean, you get that proverbial nose for the football, which is always a good thing to have.
Luckily, I have such great teammates. Like the defensive line makes it easier for me as a linebacker. I could get through the line fairly easy. On offense, obviously, my line does a great job opening the holes. Cole does a great job passing for when I'm in the pass game. So I can't take all the credit for myself. My teammates set me up for some pretty good opportunities.
Now, you were the two-time district champs now. That's pretty cool, back-to-back. So you have another game to go. Tell us a little bit about what you know about Bethlehem Catholic. I know it's only Monday, but what do you know? You played them last year.
They're a really good team. They're real fast. Their defense is good. Offense is good. So, like, from last year, with my experience from playing them last year, they were we know we got to definitely execute way better than we did. We got to have a lot more confidence because last year I felt like it was more of us we were just there.
You were happy to be there?
Yeah, we were happy to be there.
You get to win the
now
you
felt like we know we were supposed to be here this year, so we're going to do what we got to do this week and hopefully come out on top next Friday.
Does it help playing at Springford? You don't have a long bus ride, play on the turf there. Does that give you an edge at all?
Yeah, it gives us definitely an edge. It allows more of our fans to come out and support us and hopefully have a bigger environment than them.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, we talked a little bit. You've already made your decision what you want to do next year. You're going to go to Dickinson College, which is certainly a very highly accredited college. Tell us a little bit about how you arrived there.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of deciding between a couple Division III schools just because I just like the education they give. They're not too large. They're small, but they have very good education. So that was kind of more what I was going for. I knew my boundaries. I'm not a Division I athlete or anything like that, but I thought that was a good fit for me. I felt at home there, and I think I'll have a great 4 years there. Yeah,
you talked a little bit about the international business that you have maybe pursue that, and even a little Mandarin that you talked about.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that is. And I'll tell you what, what I've known and met you this year, you're certainly going to be successful, and we wish you nothing but the best. And how about you? Are you still Stony Brook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody asks me now, he's had this great year now. Is he able to get out of that? Does he want to go to a Temple? Does he want to go somewhere else? Or, what kind of, I know you're not done yet, so it's tough for you to think about it, but what's your thought process?
As of right now, I'm definitely going to go to Stony Brook. I like it there. I feel like it's somewhere I could succeed in. It's a good conference, and I just stuck right there.
Yeah, it is. You're good to go with that. All right. Well, listen, good luck to you guys
in
everything you do. I have a couple of things I want to give you before we say goodbye, and I want to thank you for coming in. Rasul, this is yours. I want to thank my guys down there at the CGI, Complete Graphics Incorporated on High Street. The Ritwich brothers, they are really, really good people. Anything you need to get printed up, copied, whatever, and they're banging it right there for you, and they're very, very reasonably priced and great guys. I want to, again, give you this as well. And then, Brendan, also for you,
thank you.
I want to give you that. And I also have a plaque for you that we got made at my buddy Charlie Pierce at the Trophy and Plaque Shack. And we got a nice little picture of Rasul breaking some tackles here and doing some things. And that's coming from the Monday Morning Quarterback as our Player of the Year. Rasul, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right, that's for you. And then we have one for my buddy down here from Perk Valley. And I tell you, it was so neat when when you were on before and we had a little problem with your award. And I went down to PV and the people there couldn't have been nicer to me. And when I said I had something for you, all the ladies' faces lit up in the office. Yeah, I like this guy, don't they? And they offered me a cup of coffee and everything. It was pretty neat. But, we have an award for you as well from the Monday Morning Quarterback for all your things that you've done. And congratulations on a great year as well at Perkins Valley. All right, there are our players of the year from the Pioneer Athletic Conference. We have Rasul Faison from Pottsgrove, and also my man Brendan Schimpf from Perkiomen Valley. Again, congratulations, guys. Best of luck, and best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, I'm going to talk to the Coach of the Year right here on set. So stay tuned for more right here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Fred Beans Ford of Boyertown is located on Route 100, just 2 miles north of Boyertown. Fred Beans Ford provides automotive sales, service, parts, and body shop all in one place. They're open 6 days a week. Fred Beans Ford in Boyertown can be reached at 800-222-0243, 800-222-0243, or online at fredbeans.com.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
Welcome to the office of John H. Greismeyer Jr., where we believe in the value of relationships. We take pride in giving you the assistance you need, where that involves income tax, payroll, or financial statement preparation. Located in Boyertown, we're committed to meeting the needs of the people in our community, and our team of skilled financial professionals look forward to working with you. John H. Greismeyer Jr. Call us or visit our website now.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
We're back here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Dave Radner. Again, I want to thank Mike's. We just had the graphic up there for Mike's Brick Oven Pizza. Get over there. The guys are over there having some fun, enjoying the pizzas and strombolis, wings, all the great things they have over there at Charlotte and East Streets in Pottstown. Tell Mike's the Monday Morning Quarterback sent you. He'll hook you up and take real good care. All right, well, we met the players of the year. Now we're going to get an opportunity to meet the coach of the year. And I talked to the coach of the year off air before we went on. I said, man, this was a year where there was a lot of good coaching done in the Pioneer Athletic League. But when it all comes down to it, this guy did a heck of a job. And Rob Heiss, congratulations on being named the Monday Morning Quarterback Coach of the Year.
Thanks a lot, Dave. I appreciate it.
It's always good to talk to you. It's always fun. As I mentioned to you before earlier when we were on the show, it's great to see the connection you have with these young people, and I just think that's awesome. And I know that's part of your success. And the thing that I've noticed about you, I taught school for over 25 years. I see and hear things, and it's natural. There's not hard for you to get along and do that with these kids, and that's a pretty neat trait to have.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I'm very blessed to teach and coach some pretty amazing kids at Perkiomen Valley, and just in general, the kids around our league are all terrific kids. Sitting here talking to Rasul, it's a great area, it's a great football area, so we're all very fortunate to get to watch these kids play.
Yeah, and you do, and it upsets me because every time you come, you're bringing a kid in here with a 4.2, a 4.4, 4.6 average, and I look back at my days and I said I did pretty well, and I graduated near the top of my class, but I wasn't up that high, and the opportunities with those college classes and advanced classes that I know you're involved with is a heck of a thing for the kids today.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we certainly focus on at PV. Student athlete, right? Student is, of course, first. So our kids take a lot of pride in their work in the classroom, and it's something that we focus on. So Brendan is a terrific student.
Yeah. Well, again, you don't hear too many kids talk about, I want to do some international finance and business and stuff, and I want to focus on the Mandarin language and all that too. I mean, that's really neat. But it reassures you, because you hear so many negative things about young people and people today, and it's just great to meet these young guys. And I admire the work that you've done, Rob, and you're only your second year. Last year we talked, you were 12-1, and you had a lot of expectations. You had the Sturms and the Jaworskis and the Williamses and the Jimenezes and all those, list goes on and on and on. This year you come into the season without those expectations, trying to fill those holes. Tell us a little bit about your all-season preparation, when you figured out that Cole was going to be your guy, and Moshe and these guys. How did that process happen for you?
Well, I mean, last year, like you said, we had some really talented football players, and we knew that the offense was going to sort of revolve around Steven, but we wanted to try to be as balanced as we could. And I think, when we went back and looked at our 2016 season, I think we wound up throwing the ball something like 75% of the time. And that's all well and good when you have a kid like Steven Sturm and Justin Jaworski, but we knew going into this year that we wanted to be better balanced and really get back to trying to run the football a little bit better. And one of the things I learned early on about this group of seniors at PV is just tough, hard-nosed kids. Kids like Brian Fair, kids like Jair Holmes, they genuinely seem to really like each other and really like to be around one another. And you get into the weight room March, April, and that grind starts to weigh on you a little bit. And these kids never really showed any signs of off-season fatigue. They were very focused, and we went out and pushed the prowler sleds in the parking lot. It's 95 degrees out there, and they were just like asking for more. I think I realized at that point that we could do something this year. And
well, it was neat. You said you had 24 seniors, and some of the quotes. I'm really proud of these kids. They set the bar high. They were willing to go the extra mile. I mean, in a sport like football, which I think is the ultimate team sport, without those kinds of things, you're not going to be successful. And obviously, you've been able to incorporate that into your program at Perk Valley.
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly, right? You can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have chemistry as a high school football team, you're going to lose some games that you're not supposed to lose. And I felt like we had great chemistry this year.
After you found out that, the Peterlins and the Moshes and those guys were going to be able to play for you, you get ready. We talked about it a little bit with Brendan before. Your non-league schedule, I really admire the fact that you want to go play the Central Buckses and the Penn Ridges and teams like that are willing to schedule you. And tell us your philosophy about getting yourself ready for actual Liberty Division play and then, of course, postseason.
Well, I mean, I think it can be summed up by our offensive line coach, Jason Basil. He always recites this quote, iron sharpens iron. And you want to be a perennial District 1 contender in 6A, which is one of the best districts for high school football in the state, you got to play teams that are going to be contenders. So, next year we did the same thing. We're going to play both the Downingtowns again, Downingtown East, Downingtown West. We're going to play Penridge again, which, obviously has our number a little bit this year, Interborough again. So, we're going to get battle tested and sort of trial by fire going into our league.
Well, your record is pretty gaudy. 2 years, 22-3, and out of those 3 losses, 2 of them come to Penridge this year. So you've had a lot of success down there, and I just talked to Rasul Faison about having all the success he had, and he had a major target on him. Obviously, you guys are going to have a target on yourself as you get ready for the 2018 season.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather that than not,
Yeah.
I like being the team at the top that everybody's trying to knock off each week. We're going to go about our business like we go about our business every week and take it one at a time and try to be 1-0 every single week, regardless of what our record is. I've been very fortunate down there in my first 2 years. I had the amazing experience to get to play for and coach with Scott Furman and then start coaching with Scott Reed and watch those 2 guys build the PV program to where it is today. And I was fortunate enough to get to go back to the school where I went and played and now get to run the show, and I feel very, very lucky.
Well, I read some of your quotes, which I really like. You're not satisfied where you are. You either get better or you get worse. There's no really staying still. And, now you've won the league title. You won some district games. Now your next thing is you want to win a district title at Perk Valley. What kind of things do you think you need to do or have to do yet to get yourself to play a Coatesville or a North Penn or whatever in a district championship game and win?
I mean, I feel like we're there. We've won a bunch of district games the last few years against some really good teams. Beating last year Downingtown East, for example, which it was a state champion football team when I was in high school in this area. We used to have Coatesville as our non-league opener a few years ago, so we know the caliber of football that they play. We lost to North Penn in 2013 when Rashawn Stewart was our starting quarterback. Right. We went over to Crawford Field and had him on the ropes, beating him at halftime. So I feel like we're there. We just, we need to just keep grinding and improving our strength and our size and our technique and our X's and O's, and we'll just keep taking it week by week.
Well, you beat Penwood this year, a team that you played last year and sort of handled, but it looked a little tenuous there for a while. You had to come on and particularly in that second half and to pull that game out. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your kids in that big comeback win over Penwood?
Well, first of all, Penwood was one of the best 15 seeds I've seen in District 1 in a long time. Yeah. I mean, they had size, speed, athleticism. The one receiver they had out there, I mean, this kid was a stud. And their quarterback's only a sophomore. I think their coach told me after the game he was 270 pounds. Right. They had to slim him down to 240 in the offseason. So the kid was tough to bring down, and he could spin it, man. I saw him throw a football about 65 yards in the air on one play in our game. But I think that might be the game I was most proud of this year, simply for the fact that our kids showed incredible heart and resiliency. We were down 16 points at one point in that game, and things were looking kind of grim, and I walked into that locker room at halftime, and I could just see on their face they weren't going to let themselves get beat. We sort of willed it to happen there in the end, and it was an awesome win for us.
And, of course, you mentioned earlier 24 seniors. And, of course, Brendan Schimpf and those guys really are the head of that pack, and those guys did not want their season to end that night, and you were able to pull out a 38-30 victory on that one, and you have your rematch with Penridge. Did you feel pretty good about going into that game with Penridge? You had them at home. You were the higher seed, so you had a home game there. Obviously, the guy from Penn State recruit, Tar Burton, is a heck of a player, and he's certainly a focal point of what you need to do. But how did you feel going into that game?
I mean, going in, I felt good. I thought our kids were jacked for another shot at them. I said to them in the pregame, it's rare in life where you get a second chance, and they got a second chance against this team, the only team that had beaten us all year. And, the bottom line is 40's a very, very special football player. And, I said to you before the show, I'm not sure I've ever seen a linebacker in this area quite like him, and I played with Grant Wiley at Perkiomen Valley. I mean, he was just everywhere. You know, we tried to run away from him, tried to formation him a little bit to get him on the other side of the formation and run away from him. We have some good speed this year. Man, you should watch him on film. He's right down the line. He was in every single play. So, you know, I give Penridge and Coach Hollenbach a ton of credit, and I wish them nothing but the best. They're going to have a tough,
they got
very
Garnet
tough
Valley
game
this week.
against Mike Rickey's Garnet Valley this year. They're extremely good.
And they run the football very, very well. And again, you had a couple of tough losses there with some injuries there. Alec Jackson, who I had on the show a couple of weeks ago, as the player of the week, and a young player, an up-and-comer who's really going to make a name for himself as he continues, Johnny Moshe. So you had a couple injuries in there, which everybody has, but, you know, it sort of hurts down at the end of the season like that when you lose good players.
Yeah, I mean, it's football, right? Week 12, everybody's beat up. You know, and it's a question of who can sort of persevere at that point. And losing John was big. He's a very good sophomore football player, and I'm very excited about his future the next 2 years. But, you know, we sort of have this this sentiment down at PV that it's not about one person. So the next guy up is expected to do their job, just like the player that was injured. So, you know, losing Alec was big for us, of course. He was outstanding on both sides of the ball, and our game plan somewhat revolved around having a tight end in the game on Friday night. And when we lost him, you know, I'll be honest, I was sort of thrown for a loop with what I wanted to do as the offensive play caller for a little while. We did some nice things. We actually rushed the ball better than I thought we did. We had 15 first downs. We just, you know, got down in the red zone, and we couldn't quite figure out how to get it in there. So we'll get another shot at those guys in the next 2 years because we scheduled them non-league again. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, you finished up at 10-2. What are you going to take out of 2017? What are you going to remember about this group?
I'm going to miss these seniors tremendously. You know, it's such a great group. Football aside, I just loved spending time with them. We did so many things together this off season in the community, from you know, doing stream cleanup up in the Perkiomen Creek to food pantry work. And you know, I love football. I'm passionate about it, but just seeing these kids grow up and the way they interacted with our staff and with their group, I'm just super excited for all their futures, and it was a great group.
All right, and one final question before I let you get going here is, what do you do next now? What do you look forward to in 2018? You have a couple of guys. Obviously, you're going to build your squad around. You have your quarterback. You have your little running back and defensive back. What do you do next?
Well, first I'm going to take a little breather.
Okay.
You know, rest up for a couple weeks before we start back up here before Christmas break with our baseline testing. Off-season will kick off the day we get back from Christmas break. I'm going to spend a lot of time with my 3 boys. I'm really excited about that, and you know, make it so that my wife isn't a football widow anymore for the next couple months. But I'm very excited about next year's team. You know, Cole had a great junior season. I'm excited for, you know, his senior year, Isaiah Domini. We have 2 young 10th grade tackles who played most of this season as 10th graders. So we'll have them back for the next 2 years. I'm very excited about them. Some young secondary guys we have coming back. So, you know, pieces to build on.
That's awesome, awesome. And again, without those wives behind you, you know, you can't play. And, you know, yes, Rick Pennypacker and those guys have been very successful. You got to have that strong support system, and I know you do. All right, Rob, well, I want to give you something to remember us by here as the Monday Morning Quarterback Coach of the Year for 2017. You did a heck of a job. Again, came out of nowhere, so to speak, and a lot of people were wondering how good you were going to be, but you really proved your worth again, and congratulations on a great season.
Thanks,
and
Dave.
Look forward to next year talking to you and seeing you some more.
Appreciate it.
Rob Heist, the 2017 Monday Morning Quarterback Coach of the Year, right there, and there you see it. Again, I want to thank the Complete Graphics gang. Again, the Ritwich boys and all the people down there have been so supportive and helpful. And, of course, my guy, Charlie Pierce. You need some trophies, you need some plaques done or whatever. He does a great job. Pat Montgomery, who works in there with them. This awesome, awesome people, and they love to help out in the community, particularly in the young kids. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we got my buddy waiting in the wing. The dynamic duo will help us finish out the show right here on the Vlahos Dunn Insurance Monday Morning Quarterback.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Doc Watson's is one of the hottest new sports bars around. Located next to Zerns Market in Boyertown, Doc's offers something for everyone. From live entertainment to countless draft beers, from great burgers to the new outside patio, from the numerous TVs to the friendly Doc service. Doc Watson's is the place to be. So stop by Doc's today for a leisurely lunch, a quick cold beer, or a great bite to eat on a nice fall night. Doc Watson's.
Established in 1916 and granted membership into the Philadelphia Golf Association in 1920, Brookside Country Club is well known for its challenging layout and true, fast greens. The William Gordon design provides a challenge for golfers of all abilities. Brookside Country Club offers traditional club amenities in a family-friendly atmosphere. Brookside Country Club, where elegance and excellence are par for the course.
At Vlahos Dunn Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Dunn Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
There we are, the dynamic duo right here on set at the PCTV Network studios here at Pottstown Senior High School. Again, Dave Reiner, my buddy Joe C. in the house. Don't forget to stop over there. Fred Beans in Boyertown. Go see my buddy Denny Malloy. Tell him we sent you. Good time to get some things going. We're getting close to the holidays now. You got that special purse you want to get them a car. They also have great service over there as well. Fred Beans of Boyertown. Stop over and say hello. Joseph, it was sort of a downer weekend. Our Eagles have been playing so good. It's like you can't wait for Sunday to get here to watch, and there was no game on Sunday.
Yeah. Actually, I'm watching the Sixers a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm watching the Sixers a little bit.
Okay, all right.
They definitely have my attention.
Okay. You like Ben Simmons a little bit?
Oh yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons and
Embiid.
And Saric and J.J.
Redick.
Yeah, they're playing well.
And my man Covington is sort of a guy that's playing pretty well too, and it is amazing. They have really piqued some interest in the area as well between the Sixers and the Eagles now. A lot of things happening. I don't know. The Phillies are trying to make a splash or two here with their new coach, who I'm not too crazy about, but we'll see what they do in the offseason as the winter meetings are starting. Are they going to try to trade and get a couple of players? They certainly need a pitcher or two. But you know, it's kind of neat to be a Philadelphia fan right now.
It is actually. It is.
After years of the process.
Yeah,
now
well,
we're going to see if the
process
works.
even last night, Steve Kerr, somebody asked him a question because they played Golden State.
Right.
And one of the reporters asked Steve Kerr a question, and he's about how he thought that they were looking. And he just smiled. He said, "You just got to trust the process."
He's a sharp dude. Okay?
Yeah,
he is really a sharp guy. And if there's one team in the NBA I like to watch, it is Golden State with Curry and the Splash Brothers, and obviously Kevin Durant and them. But they are piquing some interest in the area, and sales are up for the Sixers, and hopefully Embiid can stay healthy. That's what it's going to be.
That's the thing. Every time he goes up, you hope he doesn't do anything.
I know, but he is a monster.
Same with Simmons.
I know.
I'll tell you watch Simmons.
I know.
He's really good.
He is good.
He's just he's like a coach out on the court.
He is.
All right, so
well, let's talk a little bit about the NFC East now.
Go ahead.
Obviously, things are starting to shake out. Up, the Eagles did have a bye. They are 8-1. Cowboys are 5-4. Redskins 4-5, and the Giants really have hit rock bottom. There's a lot of things going on up there in the Meadowlands, coaching-wise, and players are not happy, and so on and so forth. So
I'm
the Eagles are sitting pretty. Boy.
Yeah, very pretty. But I'm surprised McAdoo is still there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
really.
I thought he would get bumped.
Well, you know, that's sort of that's not the Giants' way, though. You know, they're an old school.
We had talked about that with Coughlin a few years back about Coughlin, and then all of a sudden Coughlin winds up going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl.
But again, look at the Giants though since Coughlin has left.
Yeah.
You know, since he is gone, they're gone too.
There's no running game to speak of.
No offensive
You
line.
lose Beckham, which is a major weapon, and then their defense. You have Pierre-Paul, losing a couple fingers, and the whole defense. They were all predicated on defense, and now that they're not the defensive juggernaut, now where do you go? Your offense, where are you going?
Yeah.
Darwall is the running back.
I know.
And Eli, Chuck and Duck Eli.
I know. Well,
it's
I feel so
time
bad
for a
for
change.
Eli. It is.
It's time for a change.
It is, and I really liked Eli. I mean, he won some big games, and he beat New England in the Super Bowl when they had no chance, and he dropped some dimes in there. But it's sort of tough to watch them play. I hate to see teams so bad, though. I mean, it's just the balance is crazy. I mean, there's like, what is there, maybe 10 teams that are pretty good, and the other 26 are average to below average.
I mean, will Cleveland win a game? Will
Probably
they win
not.
a game? I don't think that they will.
Probably
I really
not.
don't think that they will.
They probably won't.
They might go over.
Yeah, I don't know what their schedule looks like for the rest of the season, but the Eagles now really look obviously a playoff is what they want first. Take it one step at a time. All these people are talking about Super Bowl and things like that. You get a little ahead of yourself, and I hate to hear that because that just only leads to one thing: is disappointment.
Yeah.
But they certainly are going to take a step to get to the playoffs and have some home field advantages and things like that. And again, Sunday night is really going to be a big one. And by the way, we're going to be at Creekside, the former Sand Trap, Sunday night. Before the Eagles game, we're going to do a Sunday night special. So we'll be down there from 6:30 to 8 o'clock trying to get the crowd all pumped up down to Creekside. And then we'll watch at least the first half of the Eagles and Cowboys down there at Creekside. So make sure you make some plans to stop on down and have some fun with us down there as well. But, it's amazing to me, and that was a big game. They played the Atlanta Falcons, who had been struggling. Matty Ice really hadn't been playing well. And boy, they look pretty much on fire, led by their defense.
Right, and you look, they're down Ezekiel Elliott, and then they put Morris in. He gets 53 yards on 11 carries. They got Rod Smith in there, and they're a different team. They're a different team without Elliott, and Prescott can do it.
But
he can do it.
But.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is now he has to do it.
He has to.
Now he's got the whole load on his shoulders.
He can do it, but he hasn't had to do
Right.
it. So now it's changed. It changes. And then, your boy and my boy, Sean Lee, and whether he's on the Cowboys or not, you got to love the way he runs sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
He
got hurt, a hamstring injury. And, it's looking good for the Eagles to go in there. The only thing I'm concerned about is the score, 27-7 in Atlanta, going home, and then the Eagles coming off a bye.
Well, we'll talk about that at the end of it when we do our 5-pack picks and stuff. But still, I don't know. Elliott certainly is a heck of a player. I'm disappointed because I really wanted the Eagles to beat them with Elliott. I don't want to hear any Cowboy excuses. I want to have that front seven to stuff him like they've done everybody else all year long and beat him. But the problem is Des Bryant has lost a step or so. He can't get open on a regular basis. Witten, heck, is a Hall of Famer, but he's been playing in the league for a long time. I mean, they're relying on Cole Beasley to be their number one receiver anymore, and he's a complimentary piece. You know, he's not a go-to guy, but he makes some catches. He moves the chains, but he's not a guy who's going to stretch the field.
Yeah. I mean, Williams is
Terrence
playing
Williams
good.
Is,
he's playing good. I feel like he's playing better than Des Bryant.
Well, he is, but he didn't do much yesterday. He had a big game the week before. But see, there's that inconsistency thing, you know, that we talk about. They're all talented. They wouldn't be in the pros. There's not one guy, and even everybody says this guy's a bum or whatever. There's not one guy in the professional football ranks that's not good. It's just the consistency part of it, you know.
And it's both sides of the ball too. You know, you look at all the teams that are 7-2.
Yeah.
You look at New England. Their defense isn't really that. But you look at like a New Orleans. You look at Minnesota's defense. Their
Rams defense.
The Rams defense. You talk about Goff. You talk about Gurley. You talk about Woods, Robert Woods coming over from Buffalo. And Sammy Watkins coming over from Buffalo.
Buffalo gave away all their best players, other than the Shady.
They did. And then they go, oops, let's get Kelvin Benjamin from.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because there you have a big receiver, but he's not a speed guy.
Right.
You know, and I kept, you know, Sammy Watkins has been injury prone throughout his short career, but so has Kelvin Benjamin.
But you haven't heard anything of Jordan Matthews, who went there to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're a team that's on a downslope anyway after yesterday getting run over by the Saints.
I know.
But you look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 7-2.
They barely got by the Colts yesterday.
But listen, I'm not even looking at Pittsburgh as a 7-2 team. They're 7-2 with smoke and mirrors as far as I'm concerned. You look at Minnesota with Case Keenum, 7-2. Okay. You look at New Orleans, 7-2. You go okay. You look at New England, you go okay. But then it's like, really? I mean, and of course the Rams. Let's not discount the Rams. But then you look at Tennessee, Jacksonville at 6-3, and you're like, okay. They don't scare me.
No, nobody
doesn't
scare me. No, they don't.
You know, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. Roethlisberger doesn't scare me.
Well,
I'm telling you, the team that really, really starting to frighten me is the Rams.
Yeah, I know.
And the Saints.
Yeah.
That's it. If they can get through that, I don't think there's going to be a problem.
I don't worry about the
Super Bowl.
Saints. I know you're talking. I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring you because you're already talking that way. But I don't get crazy about New Orleans because Drew Brees I like, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, I never really could warm up to him. He's a good quarterback, but I think he's another one of those guys whose stats are overblown. You know, they're inside the 5. They don't run the ball one time. They throw it 4 straight times. So his stats are built up. This year, though, you see what happens. They're starting to run the football.
Ingram.
And now they don't have to rely on him.
Right.
And he's starting to figure this game out and say, Sean Payton and I say, I don't have to do all this stuff.
He's starting to figure the game out now? Okay.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay, I
and
got
the light bulb went on. I
you.
even heard Goofy Chip Kelly talking about the run game and how important it was and this and that. Things that I didn't think he believed in and thought about sitting in the announcer's booth, you know. So all of a sudden these guys are saying, hey, maybe we don't have to put all this pressure on our quarterbacks to make these plays.
Agreed. So let's look at New Orleans with Ingram. And then you got
that other guy. Yeah, the guy
so
you
now
like,
you're looking
Kamara
at
guy.
Blunt, and you're looking at Ajayi, right?
Yeah.
And you throw Corey Clement into the mix. Then you look at the wide receivers that New Orleans has. Then you do the same thing with the Rams, and you look at Gurley. You look at the wide receivers like we talked about. But then you throw the defense into it. Then you throw that into the mix, and then it's like the perfect storm.
But you know what, though? I'm just going to interrupt you one second. The thing that really is amazing to me is Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips
Yes.
is the wild card.
Yes.
He gets these defenses to play. He's not a good head coach. He doesn't see the big picture. To me, he's a Buddy Ryan. I never thought Buddy Ryan was a very good head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, those guys got after you. Wade Phillips, to me, his career and Buddy Ryan's career sort of run parallel to one another. That if Buddy would have stayed as a defensive coordinator, he would have gone down as a Jim Johnson, Wade Phillips, one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of the game. And that's what
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
Well, not
okay.
so much. Right,
yeah.
not so much.
I think he's
I
a notch
understand what you're-
below. But you know what I'm
absolutely,
saying,
but I know
though.
exactly
But
what
Wade
you're saying.
Phillips is the
so
guy
that
who's
when you
done
say
well.
their name, they're synonymous with defense.
Correct.
Understood.
Exactly right.
I got you. I'm
All
with
right.
you.
Well,
And
listen,
I agree with you.
All right, let's give a game ball out here while we have
All
a
right,
chance,
go
because we
ahead.
got some stuff
Go
we
ahead.
got to do yet.
All right.
All right, each week we do have a game ball. There's my buddy Paul Strauss up at 943 North Hanover Street in Pottstown, working on one of my buddies, Jerry Wayock there, I believe, as a matter of fact. But Paul is doing great. He had a little scare there, and he's back on his feet and working and doing well. And I love the guy, and he's been a good, loyal supporter of the show here for a lot of years. I'm going to go first this time.
All right.
For,
Don't take
for
my
the
guy.
Game Boy.
Don't take
Game
my
Boy.
guy.
Well, I'm going to probably
Guy,
take
you going
your
to play
ball.
Game Boy?
I'm going to take Adrian Claiborne from
Oh,
Atlanta.
come on. Are
What
you
do you
serious?
think? Yeah.
That's my guy.
All right.
That's all I think. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I'll
you
take.
got another one.
No, I do have another
I
one.
know you do. You always have two.
I do.
I have like 4 or 5. You always
You
have
do.
2. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll go to the Saints defense, and the Saints
All right.
defense
All right.
is doing a heck of a job. You know, they have given up only the second most points in the NFC, and they had really always tried to outscore everybody. And again, now all of a sudden these light bulbs are going on. Hey, you know what? Maybe we should try to stop somebody. And they are only giving up 165 points. The lowest is 163. So they're only 2 points from giving up the lowest number, and that is so unusual for the Saints. And they held Buffalo to under 70 yards rushing for the game. So I'm going to give it to the Saints defense. We just talked about them a little bit there, and they're sitting at 7-2. A big part of it is the defense for the Saints.
Hey, we're on the same page because I'm actually going to give mine to Claiborne as well.
Okay.
6 sacks,
Yeah.
2 forced fumbles,
Yep.
and you know what? What a difference he was in the game yesterday for the Falcons. But it's pretty funny because my other choice was the Saints defense.
All right.
That's
well,
good.
we got to take a quick
That's
time
good.
out there. Joe and I we're talking too much.
Yeah,
alike.
well, you know
after
what?
all these years.
Yeah, what's going
Oh
on?
my God! After all
I
these
finally
years,
learned. I'm
you're
finally learning.
learning.
I'm finally
You're
getting
finally
it.
learning. The
I'm like
light
Drew
bulb's going
Brees.
on.
Like Drew Brees.
And Sean
After
Payton.
all these years.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. We come back. We got some more fun for you here on the show. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Monday Morning Quarterback right after this.
At Vlahos Insurance, we understand what moves people in business and in life, and we use this knowledge to better serve our clients. And we bring the same work ethic and commitment to our business as our customers do theirs. Vlahos Insurance, providing quality coverage to the Tri-County area since 1994. So call our knowledgeable staff.
Hi, I'm Jim Vlahos of Vlahos Dunn Insurance, and we're in your community.
So you're officially married. Congrats! It's time to combine things. Your last names, your toothbrush holders, and your health insurance. When you combine policies, you can save and live happily ever after financially. Use the red key for more money-saving tips. Find yourself impulse buying uncontrollably? Here's a tip from Ben Franklin. Carry me in your wallet. Big bills are harder to give up. The next time you're tempted to impulse buy, you might not want to break a Benjamin. Use the red key and save.
Back in 1949, Claude A. Reinhardt founded his family business, which has served the Pottstown and Tri-County area for over 50 years, specializing in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, paper hanging, and brick restoration. Thanks to the commitment of tradition and values, Claude A. Reinhardt Painters has once again received this year's Reader's Choice Award. So if you're thinking about having an estimate or just need some good advice, give Ron or Keith Reinhardt a call and put your painting and decorating needs in our hands.
The newly remodeled and renovated Creekside Sports Bar and Grill sits on the Landis Creek Golf Course. Featuring live entertainment and weekly specials, the Creekside offers something for everyone. Discounted beer and wing prices during all Eagles games brings a being at the game feeling. With tailgating, big screen TVs, and wearing your team colors, you can bring the fall spirit to Creekside. So stop by the Creekside Sports Bar and Grill and see all the fun things it has to offer.
Here on set at the Pottstown Studios at the PCTV Network Studios. Dave Ridenour, Joe C., the dynamic duo. Again, brought to you by Fred Beans of Boyertown. Get over there and see my buddy, Daddy Malloy, and really get out there and help out all our sponsors. I really have been blessed with some great sponsors. Mike's Bricks Oven Pizza dropped off a whole bunch of food here. The kids and the coaches and their families had a good time going through that as we had our show. And everybody, I really do appreciate it. And we couldn't do it without you. Again, don't forget, next week we will be at Creekside. Stop on down. It's open to the public. It'll be fun. 6:30 to 8 o'clock. The Eagles come on right after that at Dallas, which should be a good test for both squads. All right, let me give you the Big Frank question out there while we're talking about it. I got a pretty good one for you. And again, I want to thank my buddy Bigsy Batara, Ronnie Batara, who is the son of Big Frank. He just turned 60 last week, the old dog. But again, I want to thank him for helping us out. Listen to this now. I'm going to give you the top 5 extra point kickers, okay?
Extra
points and field goal kickers.
For this year?
No.
Oh,
in history.
Okay.
In history. George Blanda.
Okay.
Morton Anderson.
Yep.
Lou Groza.
Yep.
Gary Anderson. And Jason Elam. They're the top 5 kickers of all time. Okay? Making extra points. I want you to be able to tell me which one of those guys missed the least amount of extra points in his career. So, say George Blanda kicked X and made X minus a few.
I got you.
Okay?
So it was Blanda?
George Blanda, Morty Anderson, Lou Groza,
right?
Gary Anderson, and Jason Elam.
I'm going to say Blanda.
Okay, you're going to say him?
I'm going to say Blanda.
He missed the least amount of extra points.
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Think about it for a couple more seconds.
I'm thinking because he was a straight-on kicker.
All right, well, listen. He attempted 959 extra points.
Right.
And he made 943. He missed 16 in his career.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
It is awesome. Lou Groza actually missed the most. He missed 23.
Okay.
But Jason Elam only missed 4 extra points his whole career.
Are you kidding?
4. He
really?
kicked out of 679 attempts. He made 675 of them.
Yeah,
he
but
only missed 4.
But if you do the percentage.
Yeah, the percentage is probably better. It's probably better. Because actually Morton Anderson, he made 849 out of 859. He missed 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's pretty
But that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But only to miss 4.
Jason Elam. Wow.
Yeah, but again, he is.
And I'm thinking they're all soccer-style kickers. I'm thinking Blanda.
Well, not Groza wasn't.
Groza wasn't, right.
Groza and 2
Blanda.
out of the 3 were straight ons.
Yeah, but Blanda used to quarterback.
I know. No kidding. He was a heck of a football player.
He
really was.
He was a throwback.
He was a throwback. Anything jump off the page at you from yesterday, buddy, besides the Bills getting spanked?
The Bills getting, 6 rushing touchdowns against them. And Hundley finally won for Green Bay. He got off the schneid without Aaron Rodgers in Chicago, which I thought was pretty impressive. So that did. But the Rams.
How about that?
The Rams.
That's my guy.
It was a close game. It was
Sean
9-7 at half. And then I'm looking at, and watching the highlights of Matt McVay with his speeches after the games.
He's on point, dude.
He is. He's got it.
He's on point, man.
That was probably the best hire, other than Acme hiring me.
Yeah.
That was probably the best hire that someone could have made.
You're in the top 3. You're in the top 3 hires. That's pretty good.
That's impressed me the most. The Rams rise to the top. Other than that, like we talked about with the Saints running game, 6 TDs.
Yeah.
And the Redskins just, I don't know.
They're close, but they're not
close,
there.
but no cigar.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And they're not a threat anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I like this McVay. Rob Heist, the guy I just had on the show. He reminds me of him. They connect with the younger guys. They do this neat stuff, and
but they got it.
They got it. They do, and they're smart.
Yeah.
When you can see the big picture,
It's
you can.
not
You
that
can like he
hard.
was talking to me about his game plan and stuff, things that I think about that I don't know a lot of other people think about it, and how are we going to combat this guy and do this. I really enjoy that, and the Rams are certainly someone to contend with. All right, let's get to the 5-pack picks. I got to tell you, you beat me again, buddy. You're 9-1 in the last 2 weeks. I'm 6-4. I got to tip my cap to you. You're on a roll here, buddy. You're 5-0 and 4-1. I can't get over this 3-2 hurdle the last couple of weeks, so
all right.
I bow down to my guy. And again, I want to thank all the good people, Paul Bauer and all the people over at Izzy's, Kurt, Michelle, Jimmy C. It's just a lot of good times over there. I enjoy it. And Jimmy Vlahos and I stop over there for a sandwich and a beer once in a while to watch a game. And it's always a great time.
I love that
At
name.
Izzy's on third.
Izzy's on third.
Is cool.
I love it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Number one, Miami at Carolina tonight.
I'm going to go Carolina.
I got to go Carolina
I'm not a Cam
too.
fan, but I'm less of a
Cutler fan. Me too. I got to go with that.
All right, okay.
Tennessee and Pittsburgh. We talked about Pittsburgh.
That's interesting.
It is a game. We'll see if Mariota can do what he's got to do.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh, but only because one, they're at home, and like I said, they're 7-2, and that's kind of startled me a little bit.
I'm going Pittsburgh too. That's for my buddy Kevin and his wife Beth. They're the big Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Okay.
I'm going up. Now here's a game. We got 2 7-2 teams playing. The Rams have been good on the road this year. The Rams travel to Minnesota.
I'm going to go with the Rams, and the only reason why I'm going to go with the Rams is because I really like them. But also, I think there's going to be a little with Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, Case Keenum.
Case Keenum got the job. He got the job.
But what you would call it? They said today he didn't say who the
I got to
starting
go
quarterback.
Rams too because I
I'm
like
going
them
Rams.
too.
Okay.
Darn it.
All right.
New England and Oakland. Come on now.
5-0 again.
I know.
I'm
New
going
England and Oakland.
I'm going New England. Oakland does not.
I got to go Oakland, I guess, because I got to change.
Wow.
Well,
really?
I got to change
You're not
something.
gonna go with your boy?
I can't. I have to because you're going to pick the Eagles and so am I. I can't pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, I am.
So we can't have all 5.
I'll tell you. My take on the Eagles game is that the Eagles might come out a little bit flat.
Nah, no way.
I think so. I think Dallas gets up on them early, and then the Eagles come back and win at the end.
Okay. Well, I'm going Eagles too.
All right.
All right. Well, listen, we only have one different then between us, New England and Oakland, which probably.
What surprises me because you're a New England guy.
But I can't take all 5 the same as you.
Well, if you want to be 5-0, why would you?
I want to be 5-0.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, listen. Don't forget.
4-1.
Next week, Joe and I will be having the same battle at Creekside. It's a Sunday night special. We will not be live on Monday night. We will be live on Sunday night from Creekside. Get down there, watch the game, have some fun. There's going to be some good people there. I'm going to have Chad Brubaker and some of the guys from Springford there. We'll have a little pep rally to get the Eagles all fired up as we get ready for the Eagles and Dallas. Well, the time has come and gone already. It's flown by. And again, I want to congratulate Rasul Faison from Pottsgrove, Brendan Schimpf from PV, and, of course, Rob Heist for their awards that they earned this year from the Pioneer Athletic Conference. He's Joe C. I'm Dave Reiner. Thanks for watching.